Hi FlossTube, it's Stasha, and today I have to show you my boundary shirt. So this Christmas season, when anybody says, hey, I need you to do blah, 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 sorry, can't, have to walk my unicorn. Not that I don't like helping people, it's just that sometimes there's just only so much bandwidth you've got. Anyway, to start this month, this is my November FlossTube check-in. And yes, it's the middle of December and I'm doing my November check-in. Part of that is because the day before Thanksgiving I had knee surgery. And I'm going to pause for a second because I want to show you what they took out of my knee. Okay, I'm back. So this is what they took out of my knee. That is a washer that is about the size of a dime and the thickness of a nickel. So story time. When I was 13, I got brand new skis for Christmas. I was so excited to go use them because I was just learning freestyle skiing and was starting to learn ballet. My brother was doing moguls. The day after Christmas, my dad said, hey, we're going sleigh riding. I hit a tree while we were sleigh riding. Totally blew my knee apart. Broke both of the bones. I broke the tibia, the fibula, and had a spiral fracture of the femur. They put in 3 screws, 3 washers. I was on crutches for 6 months. And never, ever got to use those brand new skis that I got for Christmas because I never really skied again after that. It didn't work. And my knees just didn't do that anymore. My brother, who was just learning moguls right then, went on to be an alternate on the Olympic team the year that the Olympics were in Calgary, and freestyle was an exhibition sport. Who knows where I would have gone if I hadn't hit a tree. But anyway, this is one of the washers that was left in my knees. They put that in when I was 13. When I was 20, they took the screws out because one of them had started working its way out and was really painful anytime anybody touched my knee. And at 20, when you're dating, yeah, didn't work. But they left the washers behind and they said, oh, that's okay, the bone will grow over them. They'll be fine. Yet, no. That one was back inside the knee joint, and every now and then my knee would lock in place and I could not bend it. At which point the surgeon said, okay, we'll take it out. Probably a good idea to take it out. And they took it out. They left the other 2 in because they couldn't find them. The bone has grown over them, so those are fine. Anyway, that gave me stitching time because I couldn't go to work. Could do physical therapy, but I basically sat on the couch sat in the TV room with my stitching chair, and I worked on things. So let me show you what I finished off while I was on doing recovery. The first thing I want to show off is fruit bell pull. So yeah. Okay, Teresa Wentzler's fruit bell pull. And yeah, it goes better this way. You can see the whole thing in here. So this was started in 1992. For those of you that know me, this was actually done on the called for Lugana with the DMC colors. The only modification I made was the flowers in the corners have a bead in them instead of the gold center. So there is my fruit bell pull. And it has not been washed, so you can see like the smudgy dirt on the edges. 1992 is when I started that. Yes, I haven't worked on it a lot every year. So the next thing I wanted to do was when I was in Georgia for my preview trip. Preview trip being they are closing my office. I am employed through April. After that, I've got to have another job. So my company is closing the office and moving it to Atlanta, Georgia. So they offered me the opportunity to go spend 3 days in Georgia, which I did. And I met some great stitchers and went to Nimble Needle I can heartily recommend the Nimble Needle. It is not a cross stitch shop. It is a needlepoint shop, but oh my gosh, the finisher that they've got there. I'm going to be sending stuff. I'm going to be sending stuff to Georgia to be finished. Most likely, I will send this one. This, it goes this, it's a Bargello. It doesn't matter which way it goes, I guess. No, it looks better this way. No, okay, it goes this way. So this is my Bargello ornament that I designed. I was learning how to paint canvas, and I found out I did the paint way too thick. But this was so much fun to stitch. Original canvas by me. But the ladies from Nimble Needle helped me pick out fibers. So the white is Sparkle Rays. The gold is Fireworks. The reason we picked those two are they are flat. Bargello lays flat. It's a lot easier to lay a flat fiber than it is a rounded fiber. But for the background, which you can barely see, I used Capri 18, which is, oh my gosh, it's a polyester. Okay, no wonder it was nasty to work with. But anyway, it is a polyester. Normally I would have used like Elegance or a silk, but this was the right color. It matched the canvas, and I did the basket weave in that. And then it's just got 2 rows of Krynic around the edge so that the finisher has something to work with. And I'm sending this down to Nimble Needle to have them finish it in an Oreo style. So that's there. And I figured, oh, you know, I need at least one more piece to finish before the end of the year. I did my travel piece, which is my Wanted Santa. So this has Whisper in it. And I got thinking, people, Whisper, toothbrush. Okay, how to do this so you can see it. Okay, Whisper. Can you see how it fluffs up? If you want to fluff it up, you just take the toothbrush and do this. And it fluffs up. Let's see if I can get it so you can see the fluff. So anyway, you just brush it with a toothbrush to fluff it up. And then you don't frame it under glass. Or if you do frame it under glass, you put in spacers so that you can see the fluff. And Wanted Santa is a Lizzie Kate, and I will be giving this away. Okay? Don't know how yet. We'll get there. But with Wanted Santa, I put a bow on the present. I put a star down here. She has a star down there anyway. So I put a star there, I put a bow on the present, and then I used beads right here. Because a pattern is just a place to start. You don't have to do it exact. In fact, make it your own. Now, you're saying, wait, why is it so low? Because when I started it, I thought it was going to fit in here. It doesn't fit in there. So I have to find another pattern that will fit in here. I was thinking that might fit in there. Right? Yes? We'll have to figure out something. It's 78 by 78. I'll have to measure and see if I can, what stitch of fabric I'd have to do that. In fact, if somebody wants to do the math for me and tell me, well, tell you what, let's figure out what size the hole is. Tape measure. Always part of your stash room, right? Yes? Okay, it is 3 inches by 4.5 inches. If anybody can come up with a design that is 3 inches by 4.5 inches, or a suggestion on what I would do to make 78 wide fit in 3 inches, they can have Wanted Santa. Or just give me an idea of what you would put, what pattern you would put inside that Santa, and you'll be in the drawing for Wanted Santa. So those were my finishes. Next is my dilemma. I have this beautiful needlepoint ornament. I have a foam core piece that fits it beautifully. I can find half a dozen places that will tell me how to do fabric finishing. Canvas is not fabric. I need instructions on how to do canvas finishing. How do I finish this without using a glue gun so that this ornament fits on this foam core? Then I've got the back. It's already cut out. I really don't want to send it to a finisher. I don't want to have to pay for it. But if I have to, I have to. I just don't want to send it to a finisher who's going to say, well, you know, if you hadn't cut it, because I was going to do it and then it just kind of fell apart. So anyway, I still have 3 weeks left of the month. No, 2 weeks left of the month. I have this week and next week. And I need to work on something else. So, do I work on Tempest? Do I work on Ecology? Both of those are very close to being finished. I could probably finish them before the end of the year. Ecology will still go, that's upside down, right? Yes? No? Yeah. There it is. Ecology will still go to my daughter's work for next year's auction to raise money for animal habitat. My daughter works for an exotic animal vet. Tempest will probably get framed and stuck around the house. So that, and I am probably going to do a Stitch Along With Me video on Stars for a New Millennium, where I'm going to be working on canvas and laying thread. So if you've ever wondered what it looks like to lay thread on canvas, sometime in the next week or so, I will do a Stitch Along With Me where I lay canvas. So normally I don't pay attention to patterns that have been ripped out of magazines. But somebody, when they moved, gave me their stash. Thank you, Mary. And I took it, there's a whole bag full of magazine patterns, and I took it to our EGA Christmas party. And that's my Fitbit banging the table for that clunking sound. And somebody opened up the magazines and got so excited and she goes, but I don't cross stitch anymore. I just do needlepoint. So, whatever. I started looking through to see what she got so excited. Oh my gosh, guys, that Hardanger Christmas stocking top. Is that just gorgeous? I just fell in love with that. And it's got all the instructions for how to make the top. The measurements for how to stitch the stocking. All the instructions. And then, on top of that, there is this Winter Dreams sampler that's also included in that. And it's a Gail Busey design. And then there's this Staffordshire tea time set. So I am very glad that Mary ripped those out of the magazine and saved them for me, because I really like that Hardanger Christmas stocking top. And I have long nails right now, which means I'm having trouble picking up the paperclip. But I can stitch with them. My sisters came into town, so they wanted to do mani-pedis, and I didn't have enough time to do the pedicure, plus I had to go back to work, and nobody wants to go to work with wet toenails. So I had him do my fingers, and he put tips on, and I haven't had long nails like in forever. And this is actually kind of cool because I have a job interview Wednesday. Like I said, they're moving my office. I need a new job because I'm not moving to Georgia. I love Georgia. It was very pretty. I don't want to live there. I don't want the traffic. I would have to sell all of my cars because not one of those will work on the Georgia roads. The monster truck, the roads are not even wide enough for. And there is no way I'm driving my Jeep with a clutch in Atlanta. Not going to happen. So anyway, the next one is this Noah's Ark Santa. Oh my gosh, is that just cute? I'm going to save that for when I have grandkids. But it was, the original artwork is by Pipka, and it was converted to cross stitch by Sharon Pope. And it is from Stitch World magazine. And I can't tell you what year it was, because that's not on here. It doesn't say anywhere. It just says it's part of stitchworld.com. So what got everybody excited? Once upon a time, Better Homes and Gardens published the Heirloom Christmas Stockings. This is the compilation of several of the stockings they did, the most popular ones. The most popular ones were the Holiday Workshop, the North Woods, the Music Room, Holiday Kitchen, Home for Christmas, Sugar and Spice, Stitcher's Studio, Toys and Games, and Holiday Study. There's the Holiday Workshop. I'm not going to show them all, but there's the Stitcher's Studio. Is that just not like perfect? Anyway, every now and then online you'd see, oh, there were more stockings, but nobody could ever find anything more than the six. And somebody would say, no, I know there were more. There was one with a fisherman. I know there was one with a fisherman. So they were originally published in the Cross Stitch Christmas magazines. There's 3 of them. This is Northwoods, Stitcher's Studio, and which one? Holiday Kitchen. And then they also did just like some plain ones that you'd have the examples for. I have both the magazine and $1989. They go back a ways. I have the magazine and the collection I have the magazine mainly because I want to stitch that someday. Aren't those nutcrackers just so cool? And I've just never quite gotten around to it. They're on my wish list. They also have a 12 Days of Christmas tree skirt in here. But they don't have all 6 of the stockings in there. So anyway, every now and then you'd have somebody say, no, I remember one. I remember once particular. I remember there being a fisherman. Guess what was in the magazine? There's the fisherman. The Sportsman's Dream stocking. Better Homes and Gardens, published in Cross Stitch and Country Crafts. Oh, there it is. And Mother's Kitchen. Another one of those stockings that nobody could ever find. I love this one with the bassinet in it, the Hushabye Baby stocking. Isn't that just adorable? These were just so hard to find for forever, and people would totally deny that they even existed. And the Merry Christmas Santa stocking. I was just so excited when I found those. So those ones came home with me, but there were 2 others, and I will give these away because these are repeats of the ones I already have. Snips and Snails is included in that collection. So Snips and Snails, which is the little boy's room. So there's some nutcrackers and a Christmas tree and a barn and some farm animals and some clowns and skates and mittens and a checkerboard. And the other one that I'm giving away is, oh, come on, it doesn't tell me the name, but it's one of the ones that I already had. Oh, Sugar and Spice, because it's the little girl's room that goes with Snips and Snails. And then, of course, you have the Angelina stocking, the angel that goes with it. This one has the gingerbread boy. So I will give these 2 stockings away. If you tell me, don't say please include me in the drawing, but tell me, do you want Snips and Snails or Sugar and Spice? And I will draw those on New Year's Eve. Okay, I'll draw them on New Year's Eve or whenever I get around to it. Because I don't know for sure that I will be around to draw them on New Year's Eve. So sometime the first week of January, I will go ahead and draw for Snips and Snails or Sugar and Spice. You tell me which. And then for the Wanted Santa, give me ideas on a Christmas design that will fit in a 3 by 4.5 inch frame. And then if anybody has any advice on canvas finishing, I will pull something out of the stash that I'm currently selling and send you that. And I've got some fun stuff in my stash list. I'll actually post the link to the Google Doc. So if you want to look through my stash list and if there's something in particular you want other than the Mirabilias, because those are going on eBay, just let me know and I will send you something off my stash list for a good needlepoint finishing instruction. Needlepoint canvas, not fabric. It doesn't work the same way. And that's kind of where I was, except for I was able to sell some stash, so I was able to fund 2 sals for next year. And I talked to the lady with Armada Designs, who happens to be local. So she and I are going to get together, and I'm going to get my needle minder for class schedule from her when we get together. And then I will probably host a stitch along for class schedule at the Sandy Library here in Utah in March. She and I will work that out. And then the other one I signed up for was the Frosted Pumpkin Stitcheries Into the Jungle, because it's only 25,000 stitches. Seriously, people, that is not a large piece. It fits on a fat 1/8. And I actually happen to have, I actually have a fat 1/4. I think it's fat 1/4. What do I have? Yeah. I have shale. So I can cut that in half. And then, so there's my shale for Frosted Pumpkin. And then for class schedule, I'm trying to decide, do I want to use, she told me a darker color would work better, but I'm trying to decide, do I want to use the Sapphire Sky, or do I want to use Twilight? I'm thinking the Twilight would probably look pretty with the gold. Although, I'm probably going to switch out some of the gold. I may switch out the class schedule gold at the top for metallic. Because I like bling. I like shiny. Okay, so that's everything I have for my November wrap-up. And I have between Christmas and New Year's off work. So I'm going to be doing inventory during that time, and during the time that I'm doing inventory, I will do a whip parade. And if I figure out how to do the editing software thing, because I'm still learning the editing software now that YouTube has kind of done away with my editing software, I will put in a picture of the Christmas tree that my neighbor came over and decorated because I had knee surgery. I could not get up and down and do all my Christmas decorations, so my neighbor came over and did them for me. It was wonderful. So she did one of my, I have 3 trees. She did one of my trees with just my stitching ornaments, and we did it where the dogs can't reach it. So if I can figure out how to do the editing software, I will put a picture of my stitched ornament Christmas tree at the end of the video. If not, it's on Instagram. You can see it there. Instagram is Chandra Tasha, just like this channel name. And you can find me at Facebook at Stasha Bates. Have a very happy holiday season. It's Hanukkah right now, so if you celebrate that, I hope you're enjoying yourself. And I know that my software team in India is going to be celebrating a holiday next week too, but I'm sorry, I don't know what it is. And I know there's a whole bunch of other holidays right now going on too. So whatever you celebrate, I hope you're enjoying. I'm trying to find a solstice party for my husband who suffers from seasonal affective disorder, just because that is a big deal for him. Solstice is when the days start getting longer and he starts feeling better. Anyway, have a very happy holiday season, and I hope you get Stash for Christmas. And remember, the pattern is just a place to start. Do fun stuff to it. Make it your own. Add beads, add metallics, add bling. Enjoy. Have fun. See you next time.